Let's give our muscles of the back especially a chance to just relax. Give our breath a few chances to go deep and full, getting us started today. Kind of enjoying this almost like potential energy in the room. Like we know we're here, we're going to stretch, we're going to do good things for our body. And so it's like this excitement that's getting us started. So just kind of breathe that in. And so giving our mind a little intention to get started. The idea that I built this class around is the idea of reaching up. And so there will be a lot of points in our class where we're physically or mentally reaching upward towards sky. And so imagine anytime we do that, it's like there's a big goal that we're reaching toward. This could be something super metaphorical. It could be like an emotion. It could be a goal. It could be a dream. It could be a vision for humanity. I don't know. Whatever it is that speaks to you as being in that space above us, imagine we're reaching up to it and trying to pull that down into our system, into our body, into this physical plane. And that's kind of the image that will carry us through the class. And a little benefit, as we do some of these reaching up poses, our body will naturally benefit from these power poses, is what they call it. And our body will take on the energy and the excitement of already kind of living in that future. And so that's a very fun image that we can place in the back of our mind to carry us on today. But with that, to get us started, let's begin the physical stuff. We'll start to take the knees into the chest. And as the knees are coming inward, let's have some ease. Maybe just simple movements for the spine, just a little bit left and a little bit to the right. Just making sure that we get this chance to just wake up our body. So from here, let's release the left leg. We'll drop it all the way down long to the ground. Hands around this right knee, try to pull it in just a little bit tight. Like we're waking up that hip flexor within our body. And then let's begin to let this right leg stretch up to the sky. This is the first time we're traveling with the body part up. So just exploring that up space. Maybe you're kind of twirling the toes around, helping to loosen up the ankle, or maybe this is all about the hamstring for you, trying to really straighten the leg as much as possible. It's up to you what's helping your tightness out. But give it a few good breaths. Beautiful. So from here, let's let the left leg hover right off the ground. And we're going to do some straight leg switches to start warming up our core. So exhale, left leg will come up. And exhale, right leg back up. And we'll just switch back and forth. Just a little easy way to start moving into our core. You can go faster than me or you can go slower. There's nothing specific that's required, just that ease into the core for a moment. Let's take another 5 or so. Remember, you might be faster or slower. Eventually 4, 3, 2, and when we finish the last one, you'll end up with right leg back up to the sky, left leg dropped to floor. Come back into the stretch, maybe going a bit deeper than we were a moment ago, maybe pulling it in more, or whatever's helpful. Good, and we'll take right ankle up onto left thigh, and we'll start to thread our arms around that left side. Hugging around, pull it in. really our first chance to get into that right hip, so give it some time, give it some space. Let's start to release our right leg. It's dropping all the way long to the ground. Hands are around the left knee now. Give it that breath or so to tug it in. And then we take our first chance to stretch left leg up to sky. So remember, this one's easy at first. Maybe ankle focus, maybe hamstring. Bring the right leg above the ground. Let's take a few more of the straight leg switches. If you want to increase difficulty, don't use hands at all, just the muscles of the legs doing the switches. So you don't have to do that. You can always hold on. You can even take breaks if needed. Let's take another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. When we finish that last one, left leg is back up to sky. We're seeing if we can pull it in just a bit deeper. Left ankle up to right thigh, give it a hug. Easing into a good depth here. Another good inhale. And exhale, both legs straighten up to sky. We reach our arms up to sky. And so from here, imagine there's like cherries or apples or something with our toes. It's like we're climbing a tree. So let's try to reach up, grab that, and then pull it down. So nice exhale to reach. Inhale, relax the head back down. Including a slightly different part of our core. We'll take another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then when feet flat on the ground, so it's been our legs reaching up to the sky up until now. So now let's let our hips start to reach up. So feet are planted close to the glutes, hands are on the floor, and let's take bridge pose a few rounds. So inhale, we'll lift the hips up and then roll up one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, roll back down one at a time. Like letting those hips climb up, trying to find that up area. And relaxing back down. If you can move with the speed of your breath, inhales up, exhales down. Let's do another 3. And 2. And 1. Good. Once the hips are touching the earth again, We'll continue to move upward up our spine. So we've done some stuff with the legs reaching up. We've done some stuff with hips reaching up. So now let's take the upper back up. So let's take our hands right behind the head. We're going to do some crunches. Don't think of these crunches as curling the forehead in. Instead, find the ceiling, find something to look at about that 45-degree angle. And then when we crunch up, we're gazing up at that spot, still lifting as much of your back off the ground as possible. And then inhale, just relax down. Good, so exhale's up. Inhale, release down. And we'll take another 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and let's take one more core thing before we come up and start stretching a bit more. So here I'm going to give you 2 options. The second option is much harder than the first option, so don't feel obligated to go with a harder one. The first one's great. If you're doing the first option, feet can stay planted like this. You'll reach the arms up overhead with an inhale, and exhale, you'll flap your arms through the sides, trying to lift as much of your back off the ground as possible, and then just release back down. So that's option 1. Option 2 would be a full teaser. So arms are straight and legs are straight. And with an exhale, you'll try to sit everything up into a figure V and then inhale back down. So it's much harder. Don't feel like you have to, but either way, let's go for a count of 10, knowing you can take breaks if you need. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I know it's so hard. It's okay, it's okay. 4. Just trust whatever your body can do. It's a good thing. 3, 2, and wherever we end up, we do our last one, and then we can come up and over and just relax in cobbler's pose. Good work. Depending on if your neck is tight, from sometimes those liftings, we use a lot of those neck muscles. So if your neck is tight, this is a good chance to drop the head down and just let the neck roll out. Left and right, no rush. Just enjoy the journey. Okay, starting to rise up from here. Let's let this left knee rise up and right leg stretch out long in front of us. And we'll take a nice easy twist. So right hand or right elbow hooks. And then set the spine up tall before you begin to spiral. Beautiful. Return forward. Let that left thigh drop back down. Then we'll reach up to the sky, pausing just a bit longer to feel the upward action, trying to reach up, up, up. Let's take another good inhale. And exhale, release over the straight leg. Just enjoying the stretch. Beautiful. Rising up, we'll start to switch sides. So plant this right foot in, left leg long. Take the twist. So left hand or left elbow hooks. Remember, spine up first, and then it's the ease of the rotation. Inhale. Exhale, start to return, letting that right thigh drop down. Pull the reach up to the sky. That little squeeze in the pelvic floor helps to find a nice root for us to reach up through. Feel those muscles at the back. Another good inhale. And exhale, complete release. Giving our body time to stretch with us. Just giving that breath slowly. Good. With ease, we rise. So from here, you again have two options. The easier option would be feet on the ground. The harder option would be legs floating in boat. Either way, with our inhales, we find our spine reaching up. And then with an exhale, it's just an ease, letting our hands fall to one side, the knees go opposing. So inhale up, and then exhale, just ease over. Imagine each time you're reaching up, it's like you're getting to touch that goal, that dream. And then exhale, kind of trickle just a little strand of it down. You're doing okay, maybe 3 more each. Two. And last to each direction. Good. And let's just take our legs into just simple cross leg for a moment. And imagine again, we're doing that tree picking. So reach up with one hand and then reach up with the other. This is mostly about the little stretch we get through the ribs. So just feel that reach and reach. Easing the shoulders into warmth. Easing the waist and the ribs. One more good time to each direction. Good. Let's come onto hands and knees. As we do some cat-cows today, just follow your breath. With our exhale, the spine gets to round up to the sky. And then with our inhale, it's the hips and the head that rise up to the sky. So either way, we've got something trying to reach up. So kind of feel that contrast. And notice with your hips and your head, is one of those always arriving before the other? Neither's right or wrong, but sometimes people that land with the head first tend to be kind of thinkers, in their head a lot. And sometimes people that are with their hips first are more grounded people. Neither's right or wrong, but for the next couple of rounds, see if you can land with both together. One more cycle, whatever your breath pace is. Beautiful. Spine comes back to neutral. We'll take a kneeling half moon. So let the left foot slide off the left side of the mat. And then the right leg slides to the back of the mat. Right hand up to sky. You're welcome to stay here like a side plank or float those right legs. Either way, kind of gaze up, see your fingers reaching up, like we're trying to grab something, and just feel your core holding you strong. Good, another deep inhale. And exhale as that right hand comes down to the floor. Swivel that right leg off to the right side of the mat, nice straight leg, and just lower down to elbows. Good. Coming back up onto the hands, drop the right knee down. We'll take that kneeling half moon to the other side. So now right toe swivel up. Left leg is sliding to the back of the mat. Left hand up to sky. And maybe that leg floats. Feel your core, that little lift that happens. That engagement to keep us in balance. Feel yourself reaching with that hand up. And exhale, the hand can drop to floor. Swivel that straight leg off to the left side and lower to elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands underneath us. Drop the knee down. And let's take a camel pose. So I usually go here with my toes tucked to give me a couple of extra inches. And then I'm up at a nice high kneeling space. Hands go to the hips to encourage hips to go forward. And then heart lifts. Maybe head rocks back if the neck is uncomfortable. You can stay here. This is a good variation, or maybe one hand at a time, or both hands go down to the heels. Either way, feel this heart lift. It's like the heart itself is trying to touch this. Good. Wherever you are, take one more inhale. And exhale, hands return to the low back for that protection. When we unwind, we'll go into rabbit. So you can untuck the toes, grab onto each heel, and then when you set the forehead down in front of you, you'll lift the hips up. That drops you onto the crown of the head, and it gives you a nice rounded shape. So stretch that spot right in between your shoulders. So feel how it's now kind of like your hips trying to lift up. Good. So another inhale. Exhale. Just set the hips back. And then we can plant the hands in front of us. So we're going up to our first down dog today. Keep the knees super, super bent. That will let the hips reach super high to sky. So tuck the toes. Keep the knees bent as you lift hips up to sky. And then maybe start pedaling out. One leg tries to go towards straight and then the other. And notice if straightening your legs takes you out of the straight shape of the upper back. So maybe we take a bend again so the hips can lift up higher. And then we play with the legs again. Good. So from here, begin to lift right leg up to the sky like a lightning rod. So it reach as high as you possibly can. And we're inhale. And exhale, right foot steps in between hands. Once we're there, the back knee is welcome to lower down. So we do want this foot so far forward that when we drop the hips forward, we're not going to let the knee go past the toes. So if you ever need to scoot it forward, that's beautiful. You can stay with hands at the ground, or if balance is there, maybe hands up to thigh. Just make sure hips are still sweeping forward. Good. And if balance is okay, you can even reach hand up to sky. And like grab that goal, that dream, that vision, whatever it is. Good. Another beautiful inhale. And then exhale, the front leg goes straight. Let's imagine we grab that dream and we're dropping it down to the energy of manifestation on the floor. Let that hamstring have a moment. We start to slide this leg back. You have a choice. You can just go straight to child pose, straight to down dog, or maybe some of us take a little flow, going through plank, going down, a little back bend. And then when we get to the down dog, feel free to play with knees as bent as they need to be to find the height of the hips. Ready, left leg can start to reach up to sky like that lightning rod. I can touch whatever height is available. Get our toes are right there up to the cloud. And then step left foot in between hands, lowering the back knee down. Make sure the toes are far enough forward. And then our hips are set forward. You can stay here. You can bring hands up to the thighs. If balance is available, maybe hands reach directly up. And kind of gazing up at you, if that helps you envision the sky. Envision that up, 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 whatever that means to us today. Another good breath all the way in. Exhale, imagine you grab it, drag it down to floor as the front leg straightens. We're just lowering it with ease. Nice inhale. Exhale, when this leg comes back, you have the same options again. Child pose is fine, down dog is beautiful, or maybe some of us want to do the flow. So if we're taking a down dog here, this is one of those down dogs that you stay as long as it still feels helpful for your body. At any point when it's more work than it's worth, just head up to the top of the mat in a nice forward fold. Beautiful. So from here, it's okay if fingers are on floor. It's okay if fingers are on shin. Either way, see if you can reach the right hand directly up to touch the sky. A little twist. Good. Drop it down. Left hand to reach upward. And lower. Let the spine have another full breath here, just relaxing down. Full inhale. Exhale. The next inhale lets us rise. You can roll up or circle the arms up. Good. With hands at heart, let's imagine we're picking those apples again. Reach something up high, grab. Grab. And just feel all that's required for your body to take this reach all the way up. Good, one more each. And find your hands at the heart, feet right under hips. Sit the hips back like we're going into a chair. Perhaps arms swing right up by our ears, in that really long line up. So that pelvic floor squeezing, being that opposing action to the fingers reaching. One more good inhale. And then exhale, drop the hands down, straighten the legs. So nice, easy forward fold. Let's start to heel toe our feet about as wide as our mat. Toes turning outward. We'll go into yogic squat. If any of you need to take this higher squat, just pushing the knees open, that's okay. Otherwise, yogic squat, try to sit all the way down. Flat feet if possible, usually slightly in or slightly out, you can play with it. And then elbows, I like to push into the knees to hold those hips open. Good variation. So as long as this won't throw balance off, maybe right shoulder drops closer to right knee so that right fingers can go on floor. And then left hand like that lightning rod up to the sky. Good. Ease your way back through the center. Maybe second side, left shoulder slides down, left hand to floor, and right hand finds that range of up. Good. Back through the center. Another breath in. And out. Dropping the hands to floor. Let the legs find straightness, toes turning forward. Just enjoy that release after the compression. Maybe heel toe the toes in once. And twice. Maybe one more time to take legs underneath us. Beautiful inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise, whatever way helps us to come up safely. Good. So with hands at heart, let's take tree pose. We're shifting our weight over to left. And then our right leg starts to rotate open. It's fine to be on ankle. It's fine to be on calf. Sometimes thigh is possible. And if just balance is what we're working on, that's okay. If balance is pretty steady today, maybe the arms start to reach up. Trying to keep relaxation through the shoulders. So as the hands drop down, try to start floating this right thigh in front of us. Maybe for some of us, we can grab under the thigh and try to kick that right leg out straight. Beautiful. And then releasing our hands, try to swing that leg under and through, opening into a nice warrior 3 balance. Maybe higher. And see if left hand can reach for the floor. Try to stack right hip and right arm into half moon, if possible. Pull those top fingers reaching to that space up. Good, and then when right hand drops down towards floor, supported warrior 3. Square the hips down. Maybe try to bring hands to heart to find the balance again. And then just step that leg back into warrior 1 position. Arms sweep up to sky. Good work. Maybe gaze up today if the balance isn't thrown off. And just see that space that we're reaching up to. Front knee still bent. Take a nice inhale. And exhale, let's rotate open, warrior two. Beautiful. So let's take left elbow to rest on that left side. The right hand starts by reaching up. Imagine you grab that goal, whatever it is, and we start to pull that forward. So it's like we're expanding our boundaries, making things bigger than they were a moment ago. Good, return back up, warrior two. And then reverse it, right hand to right leg, left hand up to sky, touch that goal, and then start to spread it backward. Beautiful, warrior two. And then front leg straightens. Triangle, reach the left hand forward. When left hand grounds into shin, this time the right leg just goes directly up. Feel yourself reaching to that space up. Beautiful. Ease back toward warrior two. Front knee bends. The back hand sweeps down, and then as it travels up, we shorten our stance up to warrior one. Facing forward. Reach up, imagine grabbing that goal. And then as you bring that goal down toward the hips, the front leg straightens. And let's slide down that front leg pyramid. So hands stand up at thigh, shin, or floor, your choice. So the front leg trying to go towards straight. And even trying to find the spine straightening. If it's tending toward round, see what the elongation feels like. And as long as this doesn't throw off balance, revolved triangle, so the right hand stays down, and left hand tries to see if it can float up. Beautiful. When it drops down, I'm going to aim towards standing split, so our weight goes over the front leg, the hands bump forward, and then we start to float that back leg as high as we possibly can reach those toes. Sometimes I'll walk my hands closer to the foot just to challenge my balance, but you don't have to. Good, so reach those toes up, one more inhale, and then exhale, the feet land next to one another, feel the spine drop down. Take another good inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up, fast or slow, your choice. Hands at heart. Tree pose second side. So this time we're standing on right foot. Left knee rotates open. Maybe it travels up. No need to force the arms, but maybe they just can float up with balance. So a nice inhale. Exhale, see if that left leg can float in front of us. Maybe hands come around the thigh. If you can clasp around it, maybe the leg tries to kick out straight. And then with our release, start to swing that left leg under and through for warrior three. Maybe right hand drops down. Left hip stacking, left hand reaching up, half moon. Good. Left hand is welcome to drop down, hips can square. Maybe hands stay here, or for a brief moment they float at the heart again before we land the back leg in that deep step, arms floating up to sky, warrior one. Feel that reach of the hands. Nice inhale. Exhale, rotate open, warrior two. Good. Right elbow to right thigh. And then this left hand reaches up, finding that goal, that up space, and then it continues to travel forward. Back up, warrior two. And then reverse it, left hand to left leg. Right hand first tries to reach up. Once it touches that, maybe it can drag back. Warrior two. And then front leg straightens. Heading toward triangle, reach the right hand forward toward mirror, and then drop that hand to shin. When it's grounded, then left hand goes up towards sky. Stay up. Beautiful. Returning warrior two, front knees a little bent. Shorten the stance, circling up to warrior one. Knees up, grab something up, and pull that energy down toward manifestation. Land it at the hips, front leg straightens, and pyramid pose. Up and down, maybe hands end up at the shin, floor, blocks. Maybe try the little challenge. Left hand stays down, right hand tries just rotate up to sky, revolve triangle. And when it comes back down, standing split, our weight goes on that front leg. The hands can bump forward. Back leg starts to float as high as physically possible. Maybe hands come closer, maybe not. Good. Nice inhale. Exhale, the foot can land, spine drops down. Nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last time rising. Once you're up, it goes apples, pulling us down closer toward manifestation. Maybe one more each side. And then we'll circle arms up to sky. Imagine touching those clouds. Exhale, when we forward fold, imagine we unzip the clouds and start to rain down in manifestation. And a blessing the earth, blessing us. Good. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands will drop down. We'll step back toward plank. You can go down to knees if the body's tired at this point. So we'll try to go for a little side plank. So it goes over to the left. Right hand reaches up to sky, touching that sky area. Another beautiful time. And switch it out, right hand down, switch heels, left hand up. Beautiful, hands down. Maybe child pose, down dog or a flow. Next one's kind of our last little challenge of the day, so if you need to skip the first part, that's okay. We're pretty tired by now. But right leg will start to float up to sky one more time. Bend the knees, sending the toes behind you. This is an okay place to pause. Otherwise, try to flip into wild thing, landing the toes behind, flip the heart up. The heart's chance to reach up to sky. Good. If you get there, even just for a moment, you're welcome to unwind hand first, then shoulder. And the right toes reach to sky before we send that right knee under and through to pigeon. Good. Lower down, sleeping pigeon. Imagine it's like we've brought so much of that energy that was up all the way down to the earth. So it's like this is our time to just kind of swim in the waters of manifestation. So just kind of breathe. Let that breath go deep and slow. Just getting to enjoy all the work we did. Last beautiful breath in and out. And then take a recovery pose, whatever that is. It might be child pose. It might be kneeling with hip circles. It might be up to down dog. Just take a couple of breaths. And you can stay in recovery or take the last side to the wild thing. If you're with wild thing, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Left leg tries to float. Bend the knees, sending the toes behind. And maybe land that left foot to the floor behind you, flipping the hips up. And a little inhale. Exhale, hand return, shoulders return, foot reaches. And send that leg into pigeon pose, under and through. Good work. Lowering sleeping pigeon. Well, this breath really slowing down. We're heading toward these last few minutes of beautiful stretches. Kind of imagine seeing in your mind's eye that space that used to be up, now playing out in this physical plane, even if it's just in the energy of our mind. Imagine seeing it manifested. Another beautiful inhale. Exhale again, any recovery pose we want. Kneeling, child pose, just anything that feels nice for a moment. Eventually we'll drop down to a seated place. From seated, slide the feet into cobbler. With the spine relaxed forward. Just noticing how much more open the body is now than toward the beginning. Rising the spine up, pick up the right knee, flip it over to the left. Just continue to walk the hands behind you in a nice little twist. And returning the spine forward. Unwind that right leg, sending right shin into cross leg in front. And then from here, find the floor. And see how much you can slide yourself forward. Turning back in, moment with cobbler. Releasing forward if that feels good for our spine and our hips. Rising up, left knee flips over to right, and take the spiral that direction. Unwind, left shin crosses in front. Find the floor, slide forward. And as we rise this last time, we'll take the next minute or so to just explore any last things our body needs to prepare for Shavasana. So maybe one of us or two will do a nice shoulder stand to find that last reach of the toes up. Maybe some of us will do happy baby on the back or just a nice easy twist on the back. Anything that just feels good for the next minute or so, feel free to explore until sooner or later you feel ready for Shavasana, just ready to lay back and rest on the floor, whatever that looks like. There's still no rush to get into Shavasana, but when we feel ready to lay back and just rest for the next few minutes, perhaps a useful image today would be imagining that we kind of brought this energy down and that now we're floating in it, whether you envision floating in air or floating in water with buoyancy. If that's a useful image, just keep the breath flowing and imagine you're just floating here in that water of manifestation. we'll begin to deepen our inhales. And our exhales. Introducing little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Eventually taking a nice fetal position off to one side. Enjoy another maybe 3 or 4 breaths until you feel ready to rise. No rush. Whenever we're up in a comfortable seated position, we'll find hands together in front of the heart. We imagine around us is this energy of manifestation. And so with consciousness toward that, we realize we can manifest anything in this physical realm that we'd like to draw down. And so with that consciousness, with that awareness that we have so much power within us to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we got to share together today with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.